Hello and welcome to my home in Cyprus. You are very welcome. Thank you for being here, whether you're here live or whether you're here afterwards watching the... I was just clicking around, sorry. When I click too much, I get confused. So whether you're here live or watching this back on the replay. And first of all, we say hello to our great friend Shirley from Glitter World. Guys, do go and check out her channel. Now, I must just say this, just as I was about to go on air, I was quite late to the party, let's say. I only had 5 minutes before I went on live, before I switched over to StreamYard. And I just checked the clock in the top of StreamYard. It tells you a countdown, how long before you go on air. And it said 8:30 p.m. Now, let me tell you, it's 5:30 p.m. here. So that's completely wrong. So I was like, why is it saying that on my countdown when it tells you the time you're on and then it does a countdown? I think it's 30 minutes beforehand. I'm not really sure, but it should have been on the countdown. It's saying 8:30 p.m. So I'm like, what's that all about? So I then went on my channel quickly to see what it tells people the time, and yes, it was completely wrong. So it's very hard to delete a video from StreamYard, but I managed it, and I put a new one up for now. And just to say that while I was quickly doing that, I knew I only had probably 5 minutes, so I couldn't do a lot messing around. But while I quickly put this up for the right time, I can see I put like the whole week's live up ready. So all the week's lives they're scheduled each week. Because as soon as I finish one, I post the next one. So I know it's done. And while I was quickly redoing this one, I had to create a whole new live. I could just change the time on it. And while I was doing that, I noticed all of them are completely wrong for this week. So I think there's a bit of hacking gone on there somehow. Every single one is wrong. So let me just say this. My lives will not change times on the days they are up for. So if you're a regular viewer, do know I will never do a different time of day from the set times. If I can't do it, I won't be there. So if you ever see it's a different time to usual, it's not correct. Come on the same time as whatever time it is in your country you normally come on, and I will obviously spot it whenever it changes. If I go on live, I will see at the top before I go on that the time is wrong, and I will go on and create a new one. So I don't know if that's sent people. I've actually deleted that whole live now. So if anyone's waiting on that one, I don't know if you get notified. It doesn't exist, but I can't leave it then. It said I was going to be on at, well, what is it, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. So it would have been 3 hours time. And of course, I wouldn't have noticed it. So do know my times will never change. I will never go, I can't do it now. I'll do it in a couple of hours' time. I won't do that. I can either do it or I can't do it. And the only ones that change the times are on my other channel, which are, I have some pop-ups. My Friday one is always a set time, but my other ones are pop-ups, but it's called pop-up on it. So I haven't been doing those for quite some time. So do know, if you, as I say, you're a regular viewer and you see the times different, ignore that. It is the same time. So obviously if someone's been in hacking away, they may well change in the future. So I will never change what time or what day I do. I do Monday and Wednesday on this channel. And let me see, can I give you times? Let's see if I can give you actual times. Here we go. So you won't remember them, but you can look back. So my Mondays and my Wednesdays on this channel are 10:30 a.m. EST, 9:30 a.m. Central, 7:30 a.m. PST, and UK is 3:30 p.m. So that's EST 10:30 a.m., Central 9:30 a.m., PST 7:30 a.m., and UK is 3:30 p.m. So they are my set times on this channel for Mondays and Wednesdays. I was lucky I had that there. So they are the times. So as I say, if you're regular, you'll know. Ignore the fact if it says a different day or a different time, it has been hacked. The other thing I want to ask you is I have scheduled 2 videos today. One has gone up fine. I often schedule when I've not been well, just so I can have recovery time, and when I feel like getting up, I can schedule the next videos. So I scheduled 2 today. I know how to do it. It's always fine. And the second one I did today, it is stuck on pending, not uploading, but the bit it does afterwards. Oh gosh, what's the word now? It uploads and then it does like a processing. That's it. The processing, it is stuck on that. It hasn't started processing, and it says processing will start soon. It's pending the processing, and it hasn't started, and it did that from very early hours this morning. I have gone on to report an issue. I've gone on to that. I have also looked at videos that people have done to say how you can kick it into going, and none of those things work. One of them says go on edit at the side, the clappable bit of edit in your channel at the side. There's a clapperboard bit that says edit, and that says I have no access to that. That doesn't work. Another version was to go in your video description, in your where the pencil bit is, to edit anything in your description. And I went on that, and it says just change one word or one letter, click save, and because you've made a change, it will start it off. It doesn't do that. What was the other one? There was another version, but that didn't work either. Nothing works. So if any of you know how to kick the bit that's pending into play, I've already forgotten what I said the word was now. It's after uploaded, processing, that's it. After it uploads, it's uploaded fine, but it can't schedule it until it's done the processing, which is normally really quick here anyway. Have got no trouble with the internet. I don't know why that hasn't kicked in. The only thing I can think about doing is re-uploading the whole video, but that one's not till Friday. So I'm hoping the reporting issue will sort it out for me. I really do. I've done a video. No, I did a short today. I did a few shorts, and one of them is basically saying the world is really not at all set up for people with disabilities. And it's another issue like this, anything to do with computers or basically anything these days. They want you to go online and deal with it all on the computer. And there's so many people just can't do that. They just can't do that. I'm not talking about don't know how to do it, but if you've got any mental issues, brain issues, blind people I hear can cope because they've got things set up, but yeah, I physically can't do it, and I have been at 0% the last few days on mental ability, physical ability. Yeah, and yeah, my illnesses have just gone skyrocketing over the last few days. So mental, emotional and physical, I've been at 0% on all of them. So look at me, I'm here. But you wouldn't really know what's been going on at all. So without dwelling on that, and seeing as we're talking about those kind of things, let's have a look today at this. So as I say, if it's a case of, excuse me, I'm just getting my book out from under the desk. If it's a case of having to reload the video, it was quite a long video, so that's a bit annoying. But if it's a case of that, then that's what I'll have to do. As I say, it's normally quite good. It happens quite quickly. So let me know if you know how to deal with that. Okay, so let's look at my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. And if everything does load itself, we have loaded on there. Wednesday will be another cute puppy video on Wednesday. I've got a whole series of my 2 tiny Yorkshire Terrier dogs I had from as soon as they could leave home, basically. They could leave their mother. I had 2 Yorkshire Terriers. So the series on Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty is following them from puppies all the way through to them having puppies of their own. Yes, I had so many cute baby newborn puppies that I filmed. Haven't quite got to that bit in the series yet. But yes. And prior to that, Monday, which is today, I did a video I've posted of how to learn. Now, it's how to learn more or less anything, but the tips of how you learn. And I've also got factual things. You know, I did psychology. I've got facts about how you learn, and specifically why some people are autistic, why some people are not, and lots of things about how the different sides of your brain work. And there's a little bit on there to explain how you can actually work out the way that is best for you to learn. So albeit be it whether it's another language or learning to read and write music, basically anything you want to learn about, that's a video for you to watch there. And then prior to that, of course, was yet another of my funny signs videos. If you like to have a laugh and find funny signs, I've got a whole series of them in my playlist on that channel. And that playlist is called Fun or Fun Videos. And down there, you will see a whole series I've made of funny sign videos, and I've just been editing another one of those today. They take me absolutely ages to edit. You'll appreciate if you see them. They take me so long to do, but I enjoy them because I laugh again while I'm editing them. So there's that. Okay, so looking at this channel, the video I'm having trouble with the loading is all about loofahs. All about loofahs. That will be on Friday, fingers crossed. And it's everything you need to know about loofahs. So are they edible? Yes, they are. A lot of people think you can't eat loofahs, but I explain in the video about when and how you eat loofahs, and all about how you get them to be loofahs. Some people pick them off the vines and try and make them sponges there. You need to keep them on the vines. But as I say, I go through everything about loofahs in that video that should be posted Friday. And on Wednesday, I'm showing you more beaches in Cyprus, plus the marina and the port. So look out for that. And there's a nice section in there of my feet in the water with the little shallow waves rippling over and the lovely sea sounds. So if you like that, if you want a bit of a chill out, that's within the video. And then, of course, today I've posted a video. We've been going down the stables a couple of times recently. Our friend has had issues where he can't get to the stables. He doesn't live anywhere near them. So we've gone down a couple of times and fed the horses there. So, of course, every time I go down there, I say to Mike, will you do that? I need a video. So it's a video of the horses, chickens, turkey. There's a goat there, a duck, and it's a visit to the stables. And I see, as soon as I posted it this morning, I got about, I think it was 64 watches almost straight away. So thank you to you guys who did that. I just hope you'll click that thumbs up as well. That would be really appreciated. So that's a bit of what's coming up, hopefully, on my channel. Do let me know what you like best on my channel. I was never meant to be a growing channel, but people just say, oh, can you do more? Can you do more? So I would say maybe it's more than 50-50, maybe 70-40, maybe. I enjoy doing all the other bits and pieces. And we've got a very good salvage video coming up really soon. I'm halfway through filming what's arriving at our property. Mike keeps going to pick up bits of it. And he's borrowed the stable guy's tractor and he's picking up bits of it. And obviously you won't see what we're going to be using it for to start with, because we've got other things to do first. But I will show you what we've been collecting very soon. So I know a lot of you love my salvage videos, and I've just edited a shopping video. Now this is a restock video and explaining why I've spent money buying things, but it's actually saved me a lot of money by buying things. Now I've got a few videos like that on my other channel as well, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, and I've got a whole series going on reuse, repurpose, restock, don't need to buy things, how you can have things without buying things, and so much there, salvage, and so much going on. So do go and check out that channel as well. There is a playlist which involves decluttering, reorganizing, storage, lots of things, all those lovely things. And my purpose is never to throw anything away, find another use for it, and also find things that are in good order but you don't need that item, and find another use for it. So that's all going on my other channel as well, because I've got so much of that going on. You wouldn't see anything else on this channel. So do check out my other channel. If you want any URLs for anything specific, always ask. And that's quite easy for me to quickly find a URL for you. Okay, let's go on to this. So we've got two things from Blast from the Past, talking about past times. And the first one is on Tuesday, so I think that's tomorrow. It's our wedding anniversary. Yay! So Dawn's had to try and get herself a bit more well to go out tomorrow. And we were just saying, yes, I'm doing good. And then I was violently ill this morning. Might say, oh, maybe we won't be able to go then. I'm like, no. So it's the 6th of August. And to give you dates, me and Mike met in 2002. We got engaged in 2004. And we got married, obviously, in August 2006. So you do the math if you want to know how long that all is. And then we're also going out with friends on Wednesday. And we've also got an overnight trip coming up the end of the month. And you'll hear more about that. And I'm just hoping I'll have enough phone capacity to film everything we're doing. And the reason it's overnight, and I've talked about this on my other live on Friday, I think, the reason it's overnight is because Mike can't ever drink when he goes out, because we can't get taxi cabs to come up the mountain. So we can't do that. And all our friends live further away than us. So obviously we couldn't ask them to ever come and drop us off and then go backwards and everything else. I'm sure quite a lot of our friends would, but we can't be in that situation. And so we're going out because it's a beer festival is one of the things. So I said to Mike, there's no point of going to a beer festival and you can't drink. I don't drink beer. And he really, really wants to go. It's free to go into. And so I said, well, let's do an overnight. We haven't been on holiday since our honeymoon. And it's dirt cheap where we're staying. So, yeah, dirt cheap is literally a bed for the night. So, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun. I can't remember the last time I packed. Last time I packed, it was like packing for a holiday. It was to come out here. Obviously, the honeymoon was after that. But yeah, we don't have passports. We can't go anywhere. But anyway, there's other things I'm going to be filming there. I said to him, I'm happy to go to the beer festival. But while we're all that way away, it's quite a long way away from us as well. And I said, while we're going all that way, obviously, there's a couple of things I really want to do in that area. So I'll be filming them for you so you can look out for that. So there's that. Okay, let's go on to this. Okay, just getting it for you. My list of what I'm sharing with you today. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 for you today. 5 knacks and hacks. These are all household ones today, but of course I do all sorts of things on my knacks and hacks. The first one is cling film. Cling film, keep it in the fridge. It's much easier to handle. So this is like that. I'm not sure what Americans call cling film. I've forgotten. But it's like that. It's not sticky, but you wrap around sandwiches and things like that with it. Kind of sticks to itself. Kitchen glad wrap. That's what you call it, Americans. I got it. Glad wrap. So to keep it in the fridge, and then it is easy to handle. The next one, keep margarine wrappers and store them in the fridge for greasing cooking tins and trays. The next one, to loosen screw top jars or bottles, either tap around the metal top sharply at an angle or heat the lid under a warm tap to expand the metal. Or you can wind rubber bands around the lid tightly in order to get a firm hand grip. Now I've actually it's like a placemat, a circle like drinks mat, and it's plastic, very flexible, and I put that on top and that gives a nice grip. And I keep it just hanging up in the kitchen so it's easy to grab, and I actually call that mini Mike because I can't open jars either. They're easy. I haven't the ability to open jars, so I call it mini Mike. And obviously I can now open jars because I can hold. I can't hold tight things, so I call it mini Mike. And the other day this lid was so tight that I couldn't even use mini Mike on it, so I went to big Mike, proper Mike, and I said, even mini Mike can't open this jar. And it must have been stiff because Mike's going, he's trying to open it. Okay, the next one. If you live in a hard water area, prevent the kettle furring up by boiling 1 tablespoon, which is 20 ml of vinegar, in a kettle full of water every week. Rinse well before using again. And the last one today. If a plastic utensil develops a crack, heat a small screwdriver to medium heat, but not really hot, then run it over the crack. This dissolves enough plastic to create a good join. That's a good tip, isn't it? I think that's a good tip. Okay, let's go on to this. Okay, so I thought we'd talk about some herbs today. Let's do one that's probably quite well known, and then maybe one that I don't think many of you will have heard of or maybe know. Tell me in the comments if I was correct. The first one that you may know or heard of is summer savory. And this is known in Europe as a bean herb because it's frequently used with all types of vegetables. Summer savory is a useful annual growing to about 60 centimetres, which is 2 foot. It has slim pointed leaves and tiny white or pinkish flowers, enjoyed very much by the bees. There is also a winter variety, which is a small woody perennial with similar leaves, but this has less flowers. Cultivation. Sow seeds early enough in the year, May or June, for the leaves to be in season at the same time as the bean crop. Ordinary soil and an open sunny site is necessary. It grows well also as a pot plant, as most herbs do. Uses. The summer variety has a spicy, almost peppery flavour, a little like a conjunction of thyme and mint. Yet, used with almost any beans, it loses its own personality and gives added flavour. It can also be used with soups and other vegetable dishes, sausages, meat pies, and also with strong cheese dishes. 1 or 2 leaves, finely chopped, can go into a green salad, and this gives unexpected flavour. Now, one I think you may not know, have you even heard of it? Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, is Alexander's. This is a biennial herb known and used in ancient times. It appears that the popular name Alexander's was given to it because it was much used during the reign of Alexander the Great. It grows up to about 1.5 metres, which is 5 foot, and it has broad shining green leaves and umbels of yellow flowers. It's widely naturalised and grows particularly well near the sea. It was originally cultivated as a pot herb, but became superseded by celery, and the taste of which is similar and more effective. Cultivation. Sow seeds in the autumn in a sunny situation on light, well-drained soils. Transplant in spring when large enough to handle, and gradually earth up to blanch the stems and leaves like celery as the plants grow. Uses. The flavour of Alexander's is a bit like celery, though perhaps a little more pungent. I was going to say pungent. It can be boiled as a vegetable, or the leaves and buds chopped and added to salads. As the stems are more highly flavoured, it is probably best to boil them, and sometimes it can be used to flavour soups or stews. So did you know Alexander's? Did you know that one? What herbs do you grow? If you could only grow one herb, what herb would you grow? I would say my most used herb in my garden is basil. That is definitely my most used herbs. I use it literally all the time. Parsley is a very favourite of mine. I add that to almost everything as well. Mint, I mostly use to make mint sauce. If you don't know what that is, ask me for the URL. I have a video on making mint sauce. Lavender I'm growing. I haven't really used that yet. What's the other one I mostly use? Rosemary. Oh, chives, says Mike. Mike says chives. Yes, chives. I sometimes forget they're herbs. Chives, yes, I use those all the time, and I have more of those plants than you could imagine. Should make a whole flower bed of it, and people think I haven't cut the grass. I have so many of those. I have so many basil. My parsley's just finished for the year, but I normally have tons of that. So yeah, I'm getting well into my herbs. Each year I want to add more herbs. I bought oregano this year, which the Americans call oregano. I bought that new this year, and thyme. That's my favourite smelling herb. It's thyme. Oh, it's beautiful. And I don't use those very much. The thyme seems to have very tiny leaves at the moment. What I normally do is buy one or sow seeds, buy one seed packet, and then I just play with those and sort of see where they're best situated in my garden and just see how they go before I do any more, because obviously I don't want loads and they all die. It's a waste. So I bought the thyme and I bought the oregano or oregano because, as you know, we had no water and I lost all my cuttings that I did take of those. So I did go out and try and take cuttings of the wild thyme because that's everywhere here, but it's so embedded in rocks that you can only take cuttings, you can't get root. And as I say, we had no water, so I lost all my cuttings, all my fruit tree cuttings. I have one of all of them. If you saw my video of fruit tree cuttings, I must have done over 20, and I've just got one that survived without water, and that is a yellow plum, and that is now about that high, like that. So it's decent. It's decent. So hopefully that will do something. Hopefully. Okay, let's go on to this. I was just reaching across to get what I needed for this section. And I was like, what is it I'm doing? So I had to just read quickly. I saw it before it stopped playing, what the title was. Okay, so the birds, my bird book, we're getting through. I don't think there's too many more to go. And this bird is siskin. Never heard that name before, but looking at it, we have this bird. I keep saying to Mike, what's this bird? I'm sure that's what this is, because it looks a bit sparrowy, but it is very yellow. There. If it says its breast is totally yellow, that is what we have, siskin. It's so like a sparrow, but it is so yellow. It's very, very canary yellow. Sorry, the colour will come back. It takes a second to read just after I've blocked the camera with something. So this is from the finch family. And yes, it twitters like a finch. I think that's what it is. It's a siskin. So it says it has grey-green plumage. The female has yellow rump and sides of tail. It has a forked tail. The male has a black cap, so I'll have to look if it's got a black head or not. Yellow wing bars. Yes, it's the males then I think we've got, because it's so yellow. There's no picture of its breast, but if that is yellow, all of it, that is it. So at least now I can look up cypress birds, look up siskin, and let's see. So it says, a newcomer to gardens over the last 30 years. This is an English book, by the way. The siskin is a small finch with the acrobatic habits of a tit. It searches for food at the tips of slender twigs, where it hangs upside down, and it pecks at cones and bunches of seeds. Now, it's in our pine tree above our big water trough that we leave for the hedgehogs, so could well be. The favourite foods of the siskin are the seeds of birch, alder and conifers. The siskin was probably first attracted to gardens by the planting of ornamental conifers such as the cypress. It is now a regular winter visitor and comes into gardens, especially when natural seed crops are exhausted. Recognition: the female is greenish yellow with dark streaks beneath. The male has a black cap and bib, and is streaked and generally brighter. Voice: the song is a twittering ending in a wheeze. The calls are sui and a twitter given on the wing. Feeding: siskins take seeds from spruce and pine cones, as well as alder, birch, elm, thistles and dock. Insects are fed to growing nestlings. Bird table: put out peanuts, fat and a variety of seeds. For some unknown reason, the siskin is particularly attracted to peanuts in red plastic mesh bags. Interesting. Or any other red containers. Interesting. Nesting: the female builds a tidy, compact nest from small lichen covered twigs and lines it with rootlets, hair and feathers. It's usually sited near the end of a branch, high off the ground in a conifer. We have so many conifers. Recent widespread plantations of conifers throughout Europe have increased the species range, and there's at least 3 of them keep flying down. I saw 3 of them at one time flying down the other day. Nesting information: May to August, 2 broods, 3 to 5 red streaked or pale blue eggs, 12 days incubation, female, 15 days fledging, and time until being independent is actually unknown. So yes, siskin, I'm going to be researching that further, and pretty sure that's what it is. If any of you know of another bird very similar to that, that is, the whole breast is bright yellow, and I'd say it's got more yellow on its head, then do let me know what you think it is. Okay, let's do this. Okay, just had a quick drink. Those interludes are great for having a drink and getting semi-organised. Okay. Oh, this is quite a good one. I choose one just before the live out of my after dinner speeches book I'm on at the minute. And this says, the angel guarding the gates of heaven answered to a knock at the door. There was a man asking, could he come in? You're welcome, said the angel, but I would like to know whether you have performed any courageous act in your life. Without it, you cannot enter. The man said, well, in fact, I can. You see, though I am by profession an accountant, my hobby is being a rugby referee. Indeed, said the angel. And were there opportunities for courageous acts as a referee? Yes, said the man. I was refereeing an international at Cardiff Arms Park when Wales were playing Scotland. Wales were winning by 3 points, and the game had gone into injury time. One of the Scottish players kicked ahead from his own 22, and in the move that followed, he finally went over by the corner flag, though the crowd all claimed he had stepped into touch carrying the ball. Nevertheless, I awarded the try, and Scotland won. Well, said the angel, that was indeed a courageous act, provided, of course, it can be verified. He pressed a button and spoke on his celestial telephone to the records and computing department and asked them to check the story. Before long, the phone rang, and having listened to the message, the angel said to the would-be entrant, it appears that our record department is unable to verify your story. No such record exists. Can you tell me when this happened? The man looked at his watch and said, yes, As a matter of fact, it was 5 minutes ago. So obviously he'd been done in by the Welsh rugby team. That was a good one. Yeah, that was very good. Okay, let's go on to our new quote. So we have a new quote for Mondays, and let's go over to Quote Corner. So I hope you take heed from that, and let's go on to this. So, of course, one of the main things of past times was parlour games, playing parlour games. So let's do our game. We did this, I think we started playing this last week again. This is Outburst, where we pick up any card and it gives a subject on it. And underneath the subject are 10 answers that you can't read. You can only read them when you put them in this magic reader, and then it reveals the answers. And the game is, I read you the subject and we have to try and find the 10 answers that are on the card. So if you're watching this back later, just shout out your answers out loud, not, oh yes, I thought of that one. So shout out your answers to your screen and see if you get answers I don't get, or indeed if you can find any of the answers that are on the card when I read them out afterwards. So the one today is occupations that begin with the letter C. Occupations that begin with the letter C. And time starts now. What can you think of? Jobs beginning with the letter C. Carpenter, caterer, cab driver, chlorister, clergyman, cement mixer, that's a machine, cobbler, men's shoes, clerk, cashier. Am I doing better than you? Clothes maker. I want to say clinical something, or clinic worker. Collaborator. That's a big job these days. People who got YouTube, they do collaboration. So surely, instead of saying they're a YouTuber or a social media expert, they should say they're a collaborator. Comic. What jobs can you think of beginning with the letter C? You have to shout. Chairman, says Mike. He's out in the garden. Cleric. Clarinetist. Who? I said comedian. Yeah, what's someone who plays the clarinet called? Clarinetist? That doesn't sound right. Conductor. Now that can be music conductor or bus conductor. You don't have those anymore, do you? Does anyone still? I've done cab driver, Mike. Childminder. else? Colorist, cartoonist. Did I say charity worker? Can't remember. What else? Okay, let's look at the answers, see how many we've got. I've got my magnifying glass now with the light because it was so hard to see the red. Oh, chiropodist, cardiologist. Mike said that one. Comedian, we both said. Carpenter, I said. Cabinet maker. Carpet layer. Didn't get that one. Caterer, I said. Chauffeur. Didn't say chauffeur. Chemist. Chimney sweep. Oh, I didn't get chimney sweep. That was pretty cool. Okay, let's do another one. Now, I have to be careful with these because some of them are very English things, like the Archers characters. I just looked on the back of the card to see what the other side was, and the Archers, and I'm sure most of you, unless you're from England, don't even know the Archers. It was a long-running radio play. I couldn't name you one character from it. It was very old time. I believe it's either still going or very recently finished, but no. Okay, let's see. Traditional pub names. You might have trouble with this if you're not from England. Maybe not. I don't know. Traditional pub names, Mike. So we have Coach and Horses. King's Arms, says Mike. Huh? Black Horse. The Swan. The Castle. They do play on words within, don't they? Hopping, and there's ones within. Oh, they do keys. What is it? 4 keys? Skull and Crossbow. Pub on the Hill. I said Coach and Horses. I think it was my first. The Bells. The Bell. What's Anvil? The Anvil. Dog. Black Dog. They're always a colour and an animal. Black Dog. Be something about hunters. White Horse. There's definitely a bear. So there are people's names like King, the King's Arms. King's Arms. Pig's Head, that's a good one. If you don't know any names of pubs, you get the gist now. You might be able to name one without knowing any. And mostly animals and colours. Duke of Wellington, people. Buildings occasionally, like castle. Barrels, would there be 4 barrels? The Crown. Try to think of a famous one like Black Gang Chine and okay, let's have a look at the answers. See what we've got. We have Red Lion. We didn't get that one. Got a Red Lion, so obvious. White Horse Mike got. Anchor. We didn't get Anchor. Coach and Horses we got. Dog and Duck. Well, I think I've got Dog, but we forgot the Duck. The Bell I got. King's Head. White Hart. Not overly popular. Duke of Wellington. And Horse and Groom, Mike. We didn't get Horse and Groom. Oh, close. We did well on that one. That says a lot, I suppose. Oh dear. Okay, let's do this one. Cutting tools. Cutting tools. Knife, penknife, saw. Is it going to be all different types of knife? What's the, like, hatchet? What's that other big, great big round blade that they use in the jungle? Is that a hatchet? Is it Saab? Saab? That's the make of a car. Cutting tools. How many cutting tools can you name? Oh, what about like machinery cutting? Oh, guillotine, like paper. Oh, guillotine anyway. Paper guillotine. What's that? You said at school they used to use in the old days to cut paper. Scissors. Duh, didn't think of scissors. What about razor? Razor's a cutting tool. How many cutting tools can you think of? Cutting tools. Axe. Saw. Scythe. A sword. What's that skinny sword they use in swordmanship? Like the musketeers had. What do you call that type of sword? That's got a name. I think it begins with M. Begins with an M. Sure, it begins with an M. Hey, machete! two Doves Bees and Gardens in the house. Two Doves Bees and Gardens. Guys, go and check out their videos. I particularly enjoy their bee ones. They've just released a bee video. It's really cool. Go and watch it. Sabre says Two Doves Bees and Gardens. Sabre. I was saying at the beginning of my live, John and Sarah, that something's been messing around with my lives, and when I went on today, it said I was going on at 8:30 p.m. But as I changed that, they've all been changed. So not done one wrong, which I would have thought, well, I'm not really sure why I would have thought that, because you should see me when I'm setting it up. I say it out loud, I say it again, I triple check it. So if you ever see my times are or days are different, I haven't changed it. I will still be here, same day, same time, and I will notice it when I come on here to go live. I will notice the time is wrong. So, because it might get changed just beforehand. So I will notice. So always turn up the right day and time, and I'll fix it if it's wrong. John and Sarah's saying it's been crazy hot around here. Just happened to catch the pop-up working as usual. We're trying to think of things beginning with, we're doing cutting tools. Any tools for cutting? What about a grater or a food processor? What else cuts things? Like blades, just blades in general. Blades in general. Cutting tools. Yeah, I hope we haven't got to name every sort of knife. I said pen knife and normal cutlery knife, fish knife, carving knife, cleaver. What about a cleaver? Mandolin. That's cool. That's a good answer. They're dangerous, aren't they? They're well dangerous, but they do the job. Yeah. Meat cutter, spinning machine like in the deli. Oh, like a mincer. Oh, no, I know the one you mean. Yeah, the like super thin slicer thing. You get a bread cutting machine as well. Bread cutter. It's like a machine in the supermarket, and if you want your bread slicer, I guess that will be a bread slicer. Yeah, the hair cutting blade that men use, razors, shavers. I'll try to think of different ways of cutting. Cutting. What else cuts? Cutting tools. Hacksaw, good one. Bow saw. Would you count a chisel? Would you count a chisel? Cutting tool. See if I can think of one more. Cutting. Cutting paper. Cutting paper, because you always get paper cuts. Chainsaw, you need one. Oh, you need a chainsaw. I would never use a chainsaw. They're very dangerous, particularly when you've got no perspective as to where things are. But chainsaw is a very good answer. Yeah, I'm going to say paper. It's not a cutting tool, but it certainly cuts you. Oh, what is there? Dentist drill, would that count? I don't know if that counts. Nail scissors or clippers. Clippers. Okie doke, let's have a look. Let's see. Cutting tools. We have scissors, we've got that. Razor blade, got that. Knife, got that. Hatchet, very good. Axe, got that. Shears, we didn't get shears. Clippers, I got that last minute. Saw, sword, and scythe. Weed whackers, a sort of cutting tool. It certainly is. That's a really good one. So we'll play more of that maybe next time. I like the difference of subjects in that game. There's so many different subjects there. I think that's pretty cool. So we'll play that perhaps next time. Sometimes I switch the games up. We play different games. But now I've got my magnifying glass with the light sorted out that I can actually read the encryption case. I don't know what you'd call it. You have to put it in before you say it. And let me just show you. Right, so you can't see it before. Wait till the light gets on it properly. See that you can't really read it, the answers. But then when you put it in, you'll see why I have trouble reading it now. You can probably read it really clearly because it's quite bright there now. But you can see why I have trouble reading them. You can read it if it's close. So that's why I have trouble reading them. And then what you've got in the real game, it's a board. You go around the board. Let me show you the board. It's a funny board. No, it's long and thin. So you go around the board, and obviously the first one to get to the end. I'm not sure why they've got numbers on, but anyway. Oh, it's how many you get right. Maybe you move up. Yes, it must be how many you get right, you move up. Right, so you move round, and then there's a Chinograph pen that comes with this, so you can mark off the sides. So you've got two teams, you're playing two teams. So each time a team gets it right, one team's this side, one team's that side, and you mark them off with the Chinograph. So that's how it really plays, but it's pretty cool to play it like this. So thank you, those of you who popped in. It was very nice to see you. Thank you to all of you who are watching later, particularly if you made it to the end. Thank you for that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, much appreciated. And I will see you here Wednesday. Remember, if the time or day is different, that's incorrect. I would always put it up, but not be here. So there we go. So I will see you on Wednesday. Until then, Meraki.